What's going on, guys? Aaron Goldsten here. So what I'd like to do in this video is talk about what to do and exactly what to say whenever the customer says, I need to talk to my spouse, I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife, I need to talk to so-and-so. There's an exact process, exact words you can say to basically overcome that stall and move towards the close. And if you're watching this video and you're like, Aaron, why do you have a button down? Well, as you guys know, I always dress up. It's never like I wear tank tops and basketball shorts and flip-flops or anything crazy like that. I'm just testing out the new setup I got. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So let's talk about why this happens. I want you guys to understand the psychology behind this. And then I'm going to give you guys the exact words that you can either say or a message whenever you get that objection. Then once I kind of go over this with you and we hang out for a few minutes, you're then going to see how you can use this exact framework, how you can use this exact kind of template for other objections, and we're actually going to apply it to another objection at the end of the video. So you'll basically see how you can move through basically what I like to call stalls. As you guys know, in the phone flipping world, I'm known for a few things. I'm known for showing people how to get businesses to sell phones consistently, business to business, get ads to stick, and probably what I'm most commonly known for is getting people really good at message negotiating, getting people really good at how to handle message negotiations and exactly what to do, the exact words to say so you can consistently close people over and over again and get people to happily agree to sell you their phones at the price you want to pay for them, not the price that the customer wants. So with that said, let's dive into it. So how does this work? Well, the customer probably has reached out to you from an ad, you guys have gone back and forth, you've asked a couple questions, you made the offer, sounds good, okay great, whatever it is you're going to say, okay great, I can give you $300 for it. And the customer says, okay, well, let me talk to my wife, and I'll get back with you. Or let me talk to my husband, and I'll get back with you. Or sometimes they say, well, let me talk to, I got a kid that actually works at AT&T. Let me talk to my child, and I'll get back with you. So there could be one or two reasons why they say that. The first reason is it could be legit. They could actually need to talk to their spouse, talk to their child before they make the deal. Some people have an agreement. Before we do anything, we're going to talk. Some married people, they have an agreement. Before we do anything, before we buy something, before we sell something of substantial value, when it comes to money, we always talk to the other person. So sometimes they actually need to talk to the other person. Sometimes, like, you know, my mom knows that I do phone stuff, and I used to work at T-Mobile, and I used to work at AT&T. So, you know, she could legitimately say, well, that sounds good, but let me talk to Aaron. Let me talk to my child, Aaron, because Aaron knows a decent amount about this stuff. So that might not be an objection from my mom. She might actually want to get my opinion on it because she sees me as somewhat of an expert in the, you know, cell phone world, right? Or at least kind of, you know, on what to do with upgrading and stuff like that. I don't really know the mechanics, but I kind of know some basic stuff like that. The other thing, though, is it could be an objection. It could be that the customer doesn't like your price and they're just looking for a way out to ease out of the conversation. Maybe think about it if you've ever done it. Maybe you're shopping for cars, you're looking at clothes, maybe you're looking to buy something, and you know, maybe you're looking at a new computer or some furniture or a bed frame. Well, let me talk to my girlfriend, let me talk to my boyfriend, let me talk to my husband, you know, let me talk to my parents and I'll get back with you, something like that. So what we want to do is we want to have an exact phrase and exact words, because I'm all about scripts and saying the correct words in the correct order to get the customer to say yes. So in this situation, this will not change. We want to have exact words that we can say or text in this specific situation where we can figure out which one it is. Does the customer want more for their phone, or do they really want to talk to their husband or wife, or we'll just call them, do they really need to talk to someone? So what we're going to say is, customer, well, that sounds good. Let me talk to my husband and I'll get back with you. Sounds good. If you don't mind me asking, what do you think your husband will say? That's the words we're going to say. Sounds good? If you don't mind me asking, when you talk to your husband, what do you think your husband will say? Sounds good? If you don't mind me asking, when you talk to your girlfriend, when you talk to, when you talk to your uncle that knows a lot about phones, what do you think he will say? What are we doing with this? The first thing we're doing, obviously we always talk about this, is we're leading by asking a question. We're also getting a little bit deeper. We're trying to figure out if they actually need to talk to someone else, or if they're looking for a way out and they don't like the price. The only time they're not really going to sell it to you is because they don't like the price. So we're pursuing a little bit, and we're kind of pushing through that objection without coming across pushy or needy to see, do you really need to talk to this person, or are you just kind of bullshitting with me because you want more money for your phone and you don't really want to say it because that can create some friction and tension. And a lot of people want to avoid friction, tension, anything like that potentially might make them uncomfortable. Sounds good. If you don't mind me asking, what do you think your husband will say? Well, to be honest, he'll probably say that I should get more money for my phone. Now you know that she was using the husband, the person was using the spouse as a way to get out of the combo, but they really want more money for their phone. Now, as soon as they say that, you can, of course, go into the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer that we teach at Next Level. I'm sorry, you would not do that. That would be premature. You would go into the 3 levels. Once you get the answer you need for the 3 levels, you would pass the 3 levels, you'd go to the 4 parts, and then you'd alternate between soft and medium offers till you close the deal. It would be business as usual. If they say, well, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, but he gets off work at 6, so I should be able to let you know by the evening time. Then you know that's actually a legit concern and they probably need to talk to their spouse, especially when they give you some additional information. Now you might say, Aaron, why don't, as soon as they say I need to talk to my spouse, go into a price objection handling sequence? Go into the 3 ports or the 4 levels. Why should I not say, when the customer says, well, that sounds good, let me talk to my spouse and I'll get back with you. Why don't we say, well, no worries, how much were you looking to get for your phone? Because if it's not an actual price objection and they actually need to talk to their spouse, and you treat it like a price objection before getting words from them proving to you that it is price objection, you come off uncalibrated and a little bit needy, and then you come off from a position like you were lowballing them, and that puts your positioning in the conversation in a bad state. You guys see that? If it's not a price objection and you handle it like a price objection, then you as the phone flipper come off as, well, you were making me a lowball offer to begin with? Did you just assumed that I didn't like the offer, and you asked me how much I was wanting to get, even though I liked the offer? So that tells me that you are not comfortable with the offer that you made, and you're now coming across as kind of, you're coming across from a position of, my offer was kind of a lowball offer. I was trying to screw you over. I feel that it was a lowball offer, so because of that, I want to know how much you were looking to get for it. And we never want to do that. We want to make the offer, and it doesn't matter how lowball it is, even if it's not lowball or not. We make the offer, and then we're confident, and then it's only once the customer gives us words, says words, or puts language out there that shows that they're not comfortable with the price, then and only then we treat it as a price objection and moving forward. So let's recap. And then we're going to go on to, I'm going to show you how you can use this for another scenario as well. Well, that sounds okay. Let me talk to my spouse and I'll get back with you. Sounds good? If you don't mind me asking, what do you think your spouse will say? Well, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but my husband gets off work at 6 o'clock at night. We always talk about things before we do a deal, but I can talk to him and get back with you. If that's the case, now not all the time, but the majority of the time, that's actually a real thing, and we need to let her talk to her husband, we need to let him talk to his wife, and then allow them to message us or follow up with them after they've communicated with them. If they say, well, to be honest, he's probably going to say that it's kind of a lowball offer, Now we know that she was probably they were using the spouse as a way to kind of get out of the convo, but really inside they were feeling that they wanted more money and they thought the price was unfair. So then we can go to the 3 parts, and then we can go into the 4 parts. We can go into the 3 levels, then we can go into the 4 parts, handle it as a standard price objection and move it forward, but just use it as the spouse because it's not them that wants more money. They're putting it on the spouse, so we'll do it through the spouse. So we'll say, well, no worries. How much do you think your spouse would say that would be? How much do you think your husband would say would be a fair price of what would be a fair price to get for the phone? So we're going to overcome the objection the same. We're just instead of how much are you looking to get for the phone, how much do you think your husband is looking to get for the phone? Well, my husband would probably say about $400. Well, no worries. You got a great phone, and then just go into the 4 parts, but use it as and I'm kind of speaking in next level terms now just because I don't have 3 hours to explain the whole script. But we're moving it along. It's business as usual. It's a standard price objection, but we are, instead of saying how much are you looking to get for it, how much is your husband looking to get for it? Do you think your husband would agree to doing any less? It's a great phone. I definitely blah, 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 blah. It's just that, blah, 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 blah. Would your husband be comfortable doing any less if I met you guys today with cash? You guys kind of see that? So we move forward like usual. We just replace you with husband, wife, spouse, nephew, whoever it is they need to talk to you. Now that you know this, let's move on to the next thing. So let me ask you guys another question now. Now that you kind of know this and have this framework, let's say the customer says, you make the offer, hey, sounds good, I can give you $300 for your phone. Customer says, okay, well, let me think about it, and I'll get back with you. Now we know how we can kind of apply this to we can use the same strategy and apply it to that. I don't even know if that's an objection. I wouldn't even call that an objection. Some things are not objections. Some things are just concerns. Some things are just complaints. There's actually, a lot of people think objections are objections when they're really not, and they treat something that's not an objection as an objection, and then they actually fuck up the deal for themselves. And this happens a whole lot because I see it, and I see conversations, and I know exactly where someone said the wrong thing, and they actually fucked up the deal for themselves. So the customer says, know what? I appreciate the offer. Let me think about it and then I'll get back with you. We would say, well, no worries. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly would you like to think about? Or is there anything specific that you would like to think about? Or do you need some time to think about? So of course we're going to soften it. No worries. If you don't mind me asking, is there anything specific you need to think about? So what are we doing here? We're trying to either A, draw out a price objection from them so we can handle it as business as usual, or we're going to see if there's something else that we need to handle. Some people, when you say that, they'll be like, well, to be honest, I was hoping to get a little bit more for it. Some people right at that time will go right into that. And then as soon as they say that, 3 parts, 3 levels, 4 parts, business as usual. Sometimes, let's pretend they're a little bit tougher. You're like, Aaron, what do I do in the tough situations? Guys, I have solutions and scripts and exact words for every scenario. So, let's roll it back. Customer, well, that sounds okay. Let me think about it and then I'll get back with you. Us, no worries. If you don't mind me asking, is there anything specific you would like to think about? Well, yeah, to be honest, I was looking to get a little bit more for my phone. Well, no worries. You do have a great phone, and to be honest, I do need some more iPhone 8 Pluses. How much were you looking to get for it? And then we go right into, we just go right into the script at that point. Let's say that they're a little bit tougher. Awesome. I can give you $300 for your phone. Customer, that sounds good. Let me think about it and I'll get, let me think about it and then I'll get back with you. Well, no worries. Is there anything specific that you need some time? No worries. I totally understand. Is there anything specific that you need some time to think about? Is there anything specific that you need some time to think about? Well, no, not really. I just want to think about it a little bit. the next step to this is, fair enough, if you don't mind me asking, just because I've been doing this for a while, usually when people want to think about something, it's usually one of a couple things. Sometimes it's they don't necessarily like or trust me. Sometimes it's the price. They don't necessarily like the price. Or sometimes there's just kind of a third scenario that that's causing them to kind of need some time to think about it. If you had to pick, which one of those three would it be? What are they going to say at this point? A lot of times they'll say, well, to be honest, it was the price. I was looking to get a little bit more. They want more for their phone. Some people just don't want to say it outright because it's kind of confrontational, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want that confrontational. So when you keep kind of pursuing like this, not pushing, we're not pushing. We're pursuing by asking questions, which allows us to pursue but not being needy. Very, very important. Very, very subtle. Very, very powerful. Sometimes they say, a lot of times, well, to be honest, I was looking to get a little bit more. Boom, as soon as you get that, 3 levels, 4 parts. Sometimes there's some weird scenario. Well, to be honest, I want to get a new phone. I'm not even sure what phone I want to get. So I'm happy to sell to you. I just don't know if I want to get an Apple, if I want to get, a Samsung or something like that. So then because of that, you can gauge what you say. Again, we're going to pull it back. I want to show you what we're not going to do. Customer, all right, well, let me think about it and then I'll get back with you. Us, no worries. How much were you looking to get for your phone? You see how that fucks up everything? It fucks up everything because the customer said they wanted to think about it and you assumed that they were objecting to the price. And when you handle a price objection from the customer before the customer verbalizes that it was a price objection, it breaks your frame and makes it seem like you were not comfortable with the offer you made them, and you kind of knew it was a lowball offer. And then moving forward, the customer gets a feeling that, oh, this person was trying to screw me over. And it also is premature because you didn't get the price objection. We never verbalize a price objection until the customer says words in a way that show that they have an objection with price. Either them doing it themselves or them saying, my girlfriend's not going to be happy with that price. We really need more for it. You guys kind of see that? So that's how we handle that. That is the process for handling that, and those are the exact words to handle it. And of course, we handle this by asking questions, because when you ask questions, you're not coming off as needy, you're not coming off as pushy, especially when you soften it with soft phrases, or if you don't mind me asking. If you don't mind me asking you this, and you kind of make it a little bit softer so it's friendly, it's not intrusive, but at the same time, you're moving the conversation forward. And then if you have a price objection, then and only then you handle it. So that's what I got for you guys. I've not really taught. I teach stuff like this at Next Level all the time. Just yesterday, as you guys know, we did a full message negotiation conversation. But I've not really shared anything kind of deep and specific like this, with everyone. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if it was helpful to you. This is very advanced. When you understand this, and I would write this stuff down, the stuff I just shared with you guys, I would take notes about this, because you will run into people like this. You will run into people that want to think about it. You will run into people that want to talk to their spouse, and you want to make sure that you have the exact words you can say. I would save it in a thing in your phone. So when someone says, I need to talk to my spouse, I would rewatch this video again, write down exactly what we just talked about, so you have the exact words to say that have the highest, they're the smoothest words you can say that move the conversation forward and allow you to move past that in a smooth, professional, non-needy way, so you can keep the conversation moving forward towards the close. That's what I got for you guys. My name's Aaron Goldsten, and you guys have a fantastic day.